Good afternoon, I'm Duncan Golestani. Rescue teams at the scene of one of the worst train crashes in India's history believe they may not find any more survivors. More than 280 people have been killed and nearly 1,000 injured after a collision involving 3 trains. Rescuers and villagers spent the night picking through wreckage, hoping to find those trapped inside mangled carriages, but the hope of finding them alive is now fading. Jay Akbar has the latest.
What started as a frantic rescue is increasingly becoming a recovery operation. Rescuers worked through the night, pulling passengers from the twisted metal. Today, with sniffer dogs, they scanned every inch of the wreckage inside and out for survivors and bodies. It's difficult to believe anyone could survive this, India's deadliest rail disaster in decades. Those who did paint a picture of chaos on board.
As I stepped out of the toilet, suddenly the train tilted. I lost my balance. People started falling on each other and I was shocked and could not understand what happened.
In Odisha state, work is already underway to figure out what happened. How an express train travelling 80 miles per hour collided with a stationary freight train, which struck another oncoming vessel. All that's left of the thousands who were on board at the time are their belongings. Hundreds of them are now in hospitals across Balasore district, all of which are still on high alert. Many are so full that injured survivors sit and wait in the hallways. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is now on his way to those hospitals. In Delhi this morning, he held an emergency meeting and promised extra support to the medical teams and rescuers. Despite investing millions to make the network safer in recent years, hundreds of accidents occur on India's tracks every year. It will weigh heavily on the 12 million people who will take to India's trains today alone. Jay Akbar, ITV News.
In other news, yet another rail strike here is affecting travel across the country. Only around 40% of services are running due to industrial action by the train drivers' union ASLEF. The strike is impacting fans heading to a pair of big sporting events today. The Epsom Derby is one of those events, and it is also facing possible disruption from animal rights activists. 19 protesters were arrested this morning. And fans of Manchester City and Manchester United are having to find alternate transport to Wembley for today's FA Cup final, the first ever between the two teams. And all of that sport is here on ITV and ITVX this afternoon, starting with the Epsom Derby, and we'll be back with a full roundup of the news and sport at 6:30. Until then, good afternoon.